Hey, what's going on, folks? How you doing on this just another awesome Thursday here in Detroit, Michigan? I'm Andy Vitale, host of My Fight Our War and co-host of Music and Mayhem with the one and only Skylar Ray. And just running around last minute stuff here. It's getting ready to head to the airport tomorrow and off to New York, off to my favorite little airport, White Plain, New York. I tell you, I just love that place, man. Oh, it's fun, man. From a guy who never really did much traveling, I mean, my traveling was basically here in Michigan, man, and I loved it. I head up north, out in the woods, and that's my happy place. But since My Fight Our War, since this jump into social media, you got to do what you got to do. And I never thought I'd be one to be getting sky miles and all the air, whatever it is. And here, yet I am. So it's off to Connecticut to our studio there. And we've got just a busy schedule for Saturday and Sunday. We are packed full of guests telling us some incredible stories. Tyler, how you doing, brother? And of course, Jacqueline. It's always great to see you guys, man. I appreciate you. I really do. And right now, like I said, just kind of last minute stuff to get ready to head out tomorrow. Off to the airport, off to New York, off to Connecticut to see some. Really looking forward to seeing some people out there. We've got our producer out there, Matt Cronin. I'm not sure if Ian's in town. He's always doing something. My brother Ian Bick and everybody, Leroy Ebron is doing his thing. And of course, the one and only Tony Morrissey, the coach. Definitely appreciate everything you coach. You're incredible, man. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. And it's going to be a pretty busy weekend, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Absolutely love it. So like I said, we've got a busy schedule. Not only just that, but just other things that are happening as far as My Fight Our War as well. And hopefully you guys got a chance to check out our show last night with me and Skylar with another episode of Music and Mayhem. When can we expect to hear from Annie? Well, probably when I get back from New York. Unfortunately, there were some technical issues going on with Annie and loss of power and some stuff around home. So we didn't want this to be something just thrown together half-assed, especially as important this is. Because every story, whoever the guest, whoever ever comes on as a guest on My Fight Our War, it's like I said, I host this show, but whoever is on is the star of the show. That's for damn sure. And Annie was part of, realistically, was part of My Fight Our War before My Fight Our War even existed. And I know that sounds completely silly. But this was, probably a couple of years before I formed My Fight Our War. Is when, like I said, before work, I had my routine. I'd go hit the gym bright and early in the morning. And after the gym, I'd get all cleaned up and I'd go, and there was a park, a really nice park by where I used to work. And I'd get there a good hour, at least sometimes hour and a half before having to start work and just take a nice walk and just enjoy out there. And one day I just started posting my morning post. It was just um, a lot of things, just some personal feelings about everything, pretty much like the same thing we all do now on our pages, but it was before, like I said, my fight or war. And obviously, it was a lot involving, addiction, mental health issues, and everything that goes along with it. And she ended up seeing my posts, and it was really something too because I didn't do it with the intentions of making it a daily routine, which I mean, I was doing it, but I just figured I was just doing it for my own peace of mind and, just for me. And I remember all of a sudden just getting a shit ton of comments, just thanking me for throwing some of these thoughts and personal feelings down. And it was really nice. So I started to, really to just take it a little more seriously. But again, really didn't think of it is, much more than that. And I remember can't remember what happened, but I didn't post anything for a week or so, and really wasn't paying attention to Facebook or social media. It was nothing really big. I just really wasn't paying attention to it. And all of a sudden, I went back, and there was all these messages. What happened? Are you okay? What's going on? How come you're not posting? And we enjoy your post and blah blah. It was really nice to see. And then, like I said, I started seeing responses from Annie popping up every time I'd post something, and she messaged me and kind of explaining some more personal things. And yeah, man, like I said, it got to be a pretty scary situation, and she did talk about it a little bit with all of us here. Um, it was a scary moment, man. She was at a very dark time and got a hold of me, and thank God I saw it because she literally was in a Walmart parking lot with a bunch of pills in a bottle. And that was going to be it, man. And I can't remember how long I talked to her for. And by the grace of God, she's still here. And, it's her story is going to be pretty intense, just like all of ours. But yeah, it'll be, how's that for the long version, Jacqueline? Um, it'll be when we get back from New York sometime next week. I'll reach out to her and we'll set up a date. But it's definitely it's gonna be a heck of a show. Lori, how are you? Always good to see Lori. Good to see Donald. Good to see everybody on here. Bonnie, um, who else here? Jacqueline, Bonnie, Tyler, and again, whoever. If there's someone on the monitor that I don't see, I'm not ignoring you. It's just that it's pretty crazy because when OG is in studio, she's doing her magic on the phone, doing all the replies and all that. And even now, like I'll look over and you guys will be having a conversation, and I'm like, I don't even, it'll be like for actually Jacqueline, you said, I think you acknowledged Lori or something like that, and I didn't even see her name until a little bit, but it's great to see you guys, man, and really do appreciate you spending some time when we come on here and do our thing, whether it's a scheduled show with a guest on here who's getting ready to tell their story. Cindy, how are you, man? Um, yeah, I actually, Cindy is, we are part of the powerhouse, the Gym Rat family. And with my injuries and stuff, it's kind of really put a damper on my gym activities. So I was actually there today, had a good workout, and definitely miss seeing you, man. But once I get back from New York on Monday, uh, oh wait a minute, Tuesday. no, now you got me thinking. Tuesday, I actually have to go in. They're going to do an aspiration on my right shoulder where they got to go in with a scope and a big ass, basically an aspiration to take a little piece of like the bone, the tissue, and into the actual joint to pull it out just to make sure that the infection's gone from the 6 weeks of antibiotics. Um, and then on Wednesday, I have to have a CAT scan on the shoulder, and then they're going to take those results, and my surgeon's going to put that into her all fancy 3D view, whatever, computer to try to figure out exactly how they're going to reconstruct my shoulder again. But as if that's not enough, I had to go see my back doctor yesterday. And unfortunately, where I had my fusion done a year ago next month, having some issues, and they did a follow up scan, and the joints below the fusion are unfortunately collapsing down, which is arthritis throughout. So we knew about this when they did the surgery, but we're hoping it was going to last a little longer. Um, so I have to go May 1st, and they're going to do injections into my back again. Never ending, man. But Cindy, you know me. I will be back at the gym. I can't remember what time my test is on Tuesday, but hell, I'm sure it's not 6 in the morning. I'll be at the gym before I go have the test done. I usually do that anyways. Actually, a lot of my surgeries, no weapons formed against you shall prosper. You nailed it right there. You nailed it, man. Part of my routine whenever I had surgery, as you guys know, well, as Cindy, we're usually at the gym. Well, you're there a lot earlier than me, but I was normally getting there around 6 ish, and some of my surgeries I had to be at the hospital like around 9 o'clock in the morning. And I remember my back surgery before they put the plates and the screws and the cage in. I went to the gym that day, and it just so happened to be my back day. So I went to the gym that morning. I worked out my back, and then 2 hours later, I was at the hospital, and then an hour later, I was in the operating room having for a 7-hour surgery, having plates and screws and all that put in my back. So it's showtime, but I'm looking forward to seeing you. And tell Ryan I said hi, and looking forward to seeing him again. So you guys, definitely miss you. I was able to see. I've taught all of our gym rats at Powerhouse, Carol and everybody. So Bernie, and I tell you, it's a happy place. It's our breakfast club. We go there and get the day started. So today was leg day for Mr. Tyler Thomason. Oh yeah, I think I did legs once a long, long time ago. But Jack Lee's back. Good afternoon. Well, Donald Blow, I tell you, brother, after your show Monday night, we are still getting a lot of positive feedback from your show. So, congratulations on that. And we are going to be doing some work with the person who's in charge of your platform out there in Maine. I can't remember his name offhand right now. Is it Ryan, I think? But I know OG is working things out to get him on here. She would I tell you, I feel bad for her, man. OG is going to get carpal tunnel. Our schedule has it's become insane. We are now for here, and the studio I'm in right now in Detroit area, we are scheduled out past what'd you say yesterday? I think well past May, already going into June. And our studio in New York, we're doing. They got me scheduled 12 people between Saturday and Sunday. So it's been such a blessing, man. We're making a difference. We are, we're getting the word out there, man. That addiction, it's only a word, man. and we can never give that piece of shit coward addiction more power than I hear people do. And I got to remind them, man, it's only a freaking word and it's not a death sentence. We're all here living proof. We've kicked its ass and we're going to continue to kick its ass as long as addiction around is around. My fight, our war will be around. All of you guys, all of the warriors here that are, you know, part of this family will be around. So, definitely appreciate you guys for that. The support and love and motivation, man, is just incredible with this family. It's amazing. And now also to we've got there's so much going on between so many different people that are involved right now. And of course, Coach in Connecticut with his amazing foundation, the Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation, which I'm very honored to be a featured speaker at his event in August. My brother Skylar Ray is going to be out there. King Handsome's going to be out there. Benjamin Lerner, possible Matt Keegan, DJ Bobby Boom. I can't remember. It's going to be a wild time in Connecticut in August. And then, of course, we've got Lori with her just insane schedule that Lori has taking care of everybody in June. And we've got a surprise for Lori in June. She informed me that not only am I going to be a speaker at her event, that I'm leading it off. I am opening up the event. So she said, that's going to be the person who's setting the tone, and she wants a lot of energy. I told her I'm your guy. So not only that, I have a couple little ideas here that are flowing through my mind, and I actually did talk to another individual, and yeah, it is going to be a hell of an opening. It is going to be insane when for Lori in Athens, Alabama, with the addiction eviction event and everything else that's going on. And then I've got to give a huge shout out to my brother, Pastor Jim Downs, over at Rock House Ministry and Project 300. And you're going to be hearing quite a bit about Pastor Jim Downs, Manny Vitale, and My Fight Our War, along with Rock House Ministries and Project 300. We are going to be, there's a lot going on. In fact, I don't want to say too much until this will be announcement that me and Pastor Jim are going to be doing. So, like I said, after we get everything kind of laid out, because this was kind of something that happened. I hope you guys had a chance to see that show. That was on Tuesday. Pastor Jim Downs was the guest on My Fight of War on Tuesday. First time I met him was right before the show. We were in the green room talking. First time I saw him talking face to face, not in person, obviously, but through the camera. And it was insane. Just the connection, the stories, his life, his stories, my stories. But not only that, just the energy. And all of a sudden the show started and it just exploded. And it was just a great show. And during the show, we decided we are going to form a bond here and do some things together. And now we are in the process of doing that. So once we get the details a little more laid out, like I said, we'll both come on and we'll be telling that. Y'all were twins separated at birth. That's right, Lori. And a few people said that. And it was, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And like I said, we've got a lot of work that we have to do. And he's got a lot of stuff going on. We all do. I mean, everyone that's doing event. I mean, Lori, I don't have to tell you, man. You're nonstop from the minute you open your eyes till you close them. And I'm sure you're probably working while you're sleeping. So, big hats off to everybody who not only does all of the hosts and shows and platforms that help in what we do. It's an honor for me to be in this circle with all of you. And then not only that, but then like with Lori and with Coach and with Pastor Jim, doing these events on top of everything else. God bless you, man, because that is some serious work and a lot a lot of intense planning and God bless you, man. And it is going to be uh, a really good time, Lori. I promise you that. And oh, and by the way, I saw you said Lori said, "Bring it." Oh, trust me, what is planned for that opening, we are gonna bring it. Looking forward to it. All right, no, you're gonna be with us in Athens, and Donald is going to be. If you're going to Connecticut with the event that we're talking about, myself and Skylar and Coach, that's the one the end of August. With the Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation, with Coach, which Tony Morrissey, and that's actually I'm going to see him tomorrow afternoon, as soon as we land in White Plain, New York. We'll be seeing Coach and going through all the details with that as well. Gonna be a great time. There's so much going on, and like I said, I really wasn't the guy that traveled much at all. For me, my traveling was jumping in my pickup and heading north, being out in the woods. That was my traveling. And now, from here to New York, New York to Connecticut, from here now, from to Athens, Alabama. Then in August, we're going to be going from here to New York to Connecticut, and then on the 31st back to Detroit for a layover, hour layover, jump on a plane, head back to Portland, Oregon, and then the next day go to Vancouver, Washington for an event. The next day, fly back home to Detroit to get ready for the next event. So I absolutely love it, and looking forward to it. And it's and Lori, just like you, and all of the events and the things that you're going to be doing, which I believe tomorrow you have an event that it's either no, it's next Friday. Lori is doing an event with uh, Pastor Jim, and it's going to be a lot of fun. This is a lot of work, trust me, and but it's worth every bit of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it. Just knowing, the people that are being helped, the lives that are being saved. I tell you what, there's no one here that wouldn't do it all over again. My man, Bill Stacks. I was just about to say that. Bill Stacks from Chatting with Stacks will be in the studio with me on Sunday. Yet, talk about another show, man, that's going to be full of energy. And these shows that are going to be done whenever we're in New York, these are all the in person shows. And these are all recorded. And then our producer, Matt Cronin, goes through and produces them, edits them, and then we drop them every Sunday on YouTube. So please, that's another thing. I have not been doing my job because we have our channel on YouTube. So please, we really need your support on this one because I have really, and I'm really serious about this. I really screwed up because I have not been promoting it at all, and it really screwed my the numbers up. So if you guys could please go to YouTube and subscribe to My Fight, Our War, it would help us tremendously. It doesn't cost a penny. Just click that subscribe button, share that out, please. And also, while you're sit there with that little clicker going, shoot over to TikTok. And if you could follow us on TikTok at My Fight, Our War, it would help us tremendously. We need all the help we can get right now. Because we are doing so much traveling, the expenses are starting to mount, and we don't ask anyone, to pay our way or anything like that. And it's just getting very, very tight. And I really don't want to be saying no to anybody. And I really didn't know shit about IT stuff with TikTok. I didn't know anything about this crap. And they're like, man, it doesn't cost anything. You push a button, says subscribe, and then after you get so many followers, you start to get monetized. And I was like, oh, so so if you guys can share that out, please, I'd really appreciate it. Again, you go to YouTube to My Fight Our War and subscribe to us there, and then follow us at TikTok. It'd really help us a lot, man. And what's that, Donald? Tammy, don't allow me on TikTok. Uh-oh. But you know what? Don't ask, don't tell. I don't want to know. Hey, I tell you what, Donald, after the story that you told us, and that amazing woman who stood by your side, stuck by you all that through all that, I don't blame you for Tammy. God bless you. And that goes to everybody, to all of us who have that person in our lives, whether it's a significant other, family, friend, coworker, whoever it is. Um, Trust me, in our active addiction, man, there was no limit to the people that we pissed off. There was no limit to the stupidity that came out of our mouths, and the things we said, the physical, emotional, spiritual pain that we inflicted on so many people. So for all the people that have stuck with us, you guys are the heroes, man. And unfortunately, because some of our decisions, some of the things that we did and said back then, there are certain people in our lives that the damage was too. Some bridges can't be rebuilt. Some can't be mended, man. Those relationships, and doesn't matter if it's family, friends, whoever. Sometimes you just the pain is too much, and you know, I uh, I have someone in my life that was like a brother to me, and I still love him, and um, for over 30 some years, inseparable. And because of my actions and choices and decisions, we were like stuck at the hip, man. We would hunt together, fish together, we get in trouble together. We just and because of this, we haven't spoken and don't see each other, and it's been over 5 years, and that's on me. And just that's something I got to live with. And I actually had a guest on one time and was a little pissed off at a couple of his family and friends. And he was like, well, I've changed now. Look at all these positive things I'm doing. Look at all the, and that is true. You know what? And I always say, it's okay to be proud. Be damn proud of all the accomplishments and achievements that we've done. But that doesn't make up for the terrible things that were done in the past, and it doesn't excuse it. So, he was like, well, I can't believe they're not going to forgive me. It's like, dude, it's been a year, thank God. And, you're doing great, amazing, better than amazing. But for the last 20 years, this guy who had just a terrible, terrible, uh, life with addiction and the things that he was saying, it was just like, hey, man, don't be pointing fingers. You want to figure out why this shit is so painful. Look in the mirror, take responsibility for it. For me, it was like, hey, I had to own it and everything, no matter what it was, my decisions, my choices, the drugs, the alcohol, everything that was on me. And until I owned it, it owned me. And it don't own me no more. So, who else we got on here? Brandon Hughes, how are you, my brother? We are. I had a chance to actually chit chat with Mr. Brandon, who is also going to be coming on our show as well. The other day when we had Pastor on, and not only did I have the opportunity to chit chat with Brandon, I got to say hi to his absolutely gorgeous little boy and girl. So the perks of the job, man. Getting to meet everybody. Sandra, how are you? Let's see what else we got going. Am I missing anyone here? And again, if I don't acknowledge you or recognize you and say your name, It's because for some reason, some do not show up on this monitor. Why? I don't know. Um, mm, mm. Well, I have Leo, my cat. Hmm. All right, Lori. Donald's TikTok addiction. That's Lori talking smack to Donald. And here, this is exactly what I mean, Lori. And that's you all day. And you're it's not just words. And that's one thing with all of us that do what we do in here. Um, sometimes things aren't what they seem, unfortunately. That's just life. But what we do here, it's real. There's consequences to our actions, man. And we got to accept what we've done and move on and push forward. And don't sit there and keep looking back and just dwelling on it. But at the same time, I don't forget about it. Because I every now and then, if I start to get in a little shit, a little funk or something like that, just a little pissed off for whatever reason, I'll just kind of take a step back and remember how things were then, how things are now. And man, I got no problems. I mean, I have no problems. Life is good. What's going on with Sandra doing it? Sandra, appreciate you. Definitely do. And it shows a cat over the fiance. Well, Lori, I we were talking with Jim and a few of my guests. We were talking about addiction and relationships and divorces and all that stuff. And I've had some people that are like, "Well, I've been married, I've been divorced, time and time again." And someone asked me, and I was like, "3 times." Like, "You've been married 3 times, divorced 3 times?" I said, "Oh, nope. I never made it down the aisle, man." Also, I made it to was the will you. I never made it to the I do part. I'm really good at the will you, but when it comes to that I do, it was like, oh no, 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 no. so so I've been engaged 3 times, never married. Um, so that's where it is now. Must not let's see. Sandra, been divorced 25 years. I am good. Yes, you are. In fact, a lot of times during shows we'll be throwing a bunch of celebration, whatever the dates are, whether it's a birthday, whether it's your sobriety date, an anniversary, and I'm like, well, shit, don't forget about the divorce. Hey, sometimes you want to celebrate that. Throw that out there, man. When was your divorce date? Some of those are happier than your birthdays. Um, Lots of diamonds. Oh, what else we got here? Brandon has doing good. Been working on homestead. My children always doing something. Isn't that a good thing to have? Just sitting there, have that to do list, and then all of a sudden hear those little voices and see. I tell you what, we were all blessed here, and I could tell that day when you popped on here and you had your son, your daughter. I could just see you glow. Brandon, and that's a beautiful thing. I don't have any kids, and not that I know of. But I love that's just you hear stories about parents and their kids and that bond, and especially between a mother and a child, and it's just a special thing when I see the interaction. Just like with you, Brandon, just that pride and that love in your eyes. Don't ever forget it, man. And I had another guest on, Eric. What was his last name? Mortz. And we were talking about sobriety and what keeps us going, what keeps us focused when we have those rough times. And he picked up a picture of this beautiful little boy. I think he was 3 years old. I can't remember his name. And that that's what keeps him going. And it's just funny because that smile that was on his face when he was looking at that beautiful little boy was the smile that was on Brandon's face when he was looking at his beautiful kids as well. So that's what we have to say about that. Sandra White, what do we got here? Was in a coma from August, 4 days, died 2 times. They told my son I wouldn't be back, but I'm traveling everywhere telling my story. God is awesome. Yes, he is, Sandra. And you know what? Um, we'll get you on here. We'll be telling stories. That's what we do on here, man. Our family shares. And the things that we share, man, it's tough, but we share because someone's going to hear something in our story and it's going to click and it's going to help save a life. That's why we do what we do. And Sandra, we all have our stories, just like with yours, Sandra. And mine was 5 years ago. They came into my room and they woke me up. And the doctor said, Manny, you've been here 30 days and you've been in organ failure the whole time. Your organs have been functioning barely, but they've been functioning. And he said, unfortunately, the last 24 hours, we've been doing your lab work and your organs have all completely shut down. Your pancreas, kidneys, and liver are no longer functioning. And when that happens, and especially when it's multi organ failure, there's no coming back. And he said, there's nothing we can do for you. Hospice took over my care. They gave me less than 6 weeks to live. I had to say goodbye to my family, my friends, my loved ones. And, well, I'm still sitting here. They came in to take my blood work and my labs to pass them over to hospice care. And, of course, doing the blood work and the lab work, it was going to be nothing because they are no longer functioning. But when they did the lab work, they showed movement in all the levels with my organs, which they knew is impossible. So they did a redraw. Every time they redrew my labs, my pancreas, kidneys, and liver, all the labs were fluctuating, getting better. And that doesn't happen when they all aren't functioning. Well, needless to say, 7 days later, after every 4 hours of getting this blood work, my room was full of these specialists and doctors that came in and they wouldn't tell me why. And they wouldn't tell me why they kept taking blood from a dead guy until that seventh day when they all stood there and the doctor started laughing at me, and which I thought was a little odd. So I politely said, you evil prick, you're set to be home to die and you're laughing at me. And his associate, this wonderful young female, sits down on my bed, starts crying, holds my hand and says, Manny, we're sending you home, but not to die. We're sending you home to live. The reason we've been keep taking your blood is the labs kept moving, which they shouldn't have been doing. And as of today, your kidneys, pancreas, and liver are all functioning and your labs are all normal. Now, you talk about a blessing, man. Here I sit, just like you, Sandra. We're here. And I remember when I had to tell my mom goodbye, I literally had to sit there and tell her what the doctor said. And my family and friends started crying. There's a lot of tears. My mom didn't even flinch. Didn't even flinch. It was like I didn't even say it. And I'm looking at her and I remember saying, I'm so sorry, but I have to leave you. She looked at me. She goes, no, no. And I go, Mom, I'm so sorry. And she just looked at me, not a tear, nothing. She says, it's not up to them when you go. It's up to God. And she goes, that's the end of it. And that was the end of it. She wouldn't discuss it with me. Lo and behold, 7 days later, they told me that I was going to live. And here I am 5 years later, just like you, Sandra. So God bless you. I'm glad you're here. All of us, all of you that are in these comments, man, we have all been truly blessed. And to be part of this amazing family with you guys is such an honor for me, such a blessing. And it's a responsibility that we all have. And it's up to us to choose how we want to go about it, and what we want to do with it. And I tell a lot of my guests there would be no one would look at us any different if we decided to get in our sobriety, if we just focused on ourselves and our family, and that was it. Being happy, being sober, being a family, being a friend, just doing that. No one would blame us if we didn't start podcasts. No one would blame us if we didn't go out and do recovery outreach groups and events and all that. But that's just what we do because we know the hell that's addiction. We know what the mental health issues and everything else is that is kind of blended into it. We know what that's like. And we live through it. We've been blessed. And we don't want anyone else to feel that shit. And so that's why we do what we do. So I'm proud to be part of this fight with you guys. And that's that big wolf behind me. I made that logo. I when I created My Fight Our War, I got a big ass tattoo of a wolf tattooed on my back that I had put there about 30 years ago. Never in a million years that I think it'd be the logo for a social media family that's as amazing as this one. And I'm very blessed and honored to have each and every one of you in it, and it means the world to me. But okay, other than that, I'm going to get my butt moving here and start. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, so I guess I should start packing sometime. And besides that, I got to get Susie the Wonder Dog, who is in studio. She doesn't want to be on camera right now. She's turning into a diva on me. So we'll have her on next time. But Sandra, appreciate you. We will be getting out. Well, we'll definitely be reaching out to you. I can't, but OG will because I'm not allowed to touch any scheduling anymore because I screw all that up because I just say yes to everything. Yeah, I'll be on. Yes, you can come on. Yes, yes, yes. And then I end up double, triple booking and we're not even here and we're in a plane. And so I've been putting scheduling time out, Sandra, but OG will be in touch with you. Lori, everyone else, Brandon, Donald, everyone, man. Lori, love you guys, man. Jacqueline, thank you for being you. And Brandon, give that beautiful son and daughter a big old hug and kiss from all of us here at My Fight Our War. And who knows, man? It's still early. It's only 6:40 here in Detroit. Who knows, man? Maybe we'll pop on again later on. So if so, jump on here and let's chit chat and have a little fun. So until then, man, I love you guys. And remember, man, keep fighting the good fight. Keep fighting the good fight. And remember, screw addiction. Addiction's only a word. Addiction is not a death sentence. Love you guys.